So segment one begins. We're going to be doing here a tribute to the one, the only Mr. John Sterling. Now, I I know that you don't follow baseball.
Mm.
I don't really follow it much myself. I dabbled a lot when I was a kid, especially
That's
when
actually surprising. I thought you followed it quite a bit, actually.
I followed it for a long time. I will be honest about it. Recently in my life, I haven't really paid kind of attention to sports that I used to in the past. I was obsessed with sports for many, many years of my life, but I haven't recently. So I'm not bringing up this topic today because I'm this tremendous Yankee fan who I'm so saddened by the loss of a Yankee legend. I'm actually a Mets fan. But here's the deal. I actually do have a lot of respect for this person
Mm-hmm.
in particular. John Sterling, 36 years as the voice of the New York Yankees. And there are many voices, right, of the New York Yankees. Michael Kay does the games on the Yes Network. There's a lot of people that have called the games, even in Sterling's absence. But if you ask any Yankee fan worth his salt, he will tell you John Sterling was the man. As a matter of fact, he was the radio announcer. And so when you're in the building itself, as the game is playing, when you walk the concourse or walk through the seats, the audio that you hear in the building is John Sterling calling the game. So when you get up to go take a piss in the bathroom, you hear the audio from the radio announcements. It's John Sterling, and to share it up at bat, and it does the whole shit that you hear all of it. So I got a heavy dose of doing a full season back in 2009. I was working with a security company called Securitas, who still works with the Yankee Stadium security team.
I was wondering if you're going to bring that up.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay.
I got
Let's
no
make it
beef,
sure.
no
You
heat,
came in,
no heat.
nah. Keep that same energy. You came in hot, talking shit
It
about. I don't even know why you mentioning the Mets right now, son. It ain't their time right now.
ain't about you right now.
It ain't about them right now. Get out
So
of
I
here.
got I got a chance to. I was part of the security team that debuted in the new building. So the old Yankee Stadium got shut down at the end of the 2008 season, and then in 2009 they opened up in a brand new building, which means the security people who were running security when I got there were a little befuddled. They didn't know how this was gonna go because this all new building, all new posts, all new rules, all new fucking everything. We were the science experiment for this goddamn building. And so when you first get there as security and you first come to the building, it's brand fucking new. The players haven't been there yet because they're
Mhm.
all in Florida doing spring training. So you get to meet the higher ups. You get to meet Randy Levine. You get who was the president of baseball operations at the time. You get to meet Brian Cashman. Not like, hey sir, how you doing? But they come and they greet you and they welcome to Yankee Stadium and all this other stuff. And John Sterling. It's the first time I've ever seen John Sterling. When I met him for the first time, didn't even know who he was because again, I don't really follow the Yankees per se. But it turns out after I started working at the stadium and I heard his voice, I've been listening to him for quite a bit because he literally is the voice of the Yankees and the voice of New York. It's almost impossible, as I told Steph, to have gone through the 90s in New York City and not heard John Sterling's voice at some
Well,
point.
the clip you sent, I'm not a baseball person at all,
Yeah.
but I know those voices. I know I couldn't tell you them.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
you showed me the clip, I'm like, yeah, I know that. Like I've heard that
Yeah.
throughout my
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
life. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So he was an amazing professional. This guy's just what a voice. Could call a game. Obviously, what comes to mind for people, I think it was in the clip that I sent you as well, was the home run calls. Those were always just always on point, and he would slip it. He would transition perfectly, and that ball is up. It is over the right field wall. That is God, and a bomb from a run. Like it was a seamless, and of course the sound when you're in the stadium and you're working. The sound that we always loved to hear the most is the end of the game when they win the game and he gets into the microphone and he starts screaming, Yankees win! Duh! Yankees win! And that's music to our ears because now we get to look at everybody in the building. All right, get the fuck out. That's it. Get the fuck out. And the Yankee security procedure is very, very simple. When the game is over, they play Frank Sinatra's My Way. Ding, 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 ding. They play it once, full through. As the security team, you don't move. Keep your post because usually when people leave the game, that's when they're taking pictures with the field in the background on the board. You give the fans their time. When it starts on the second one, now we start. Hey guys, we got to get going.
Shepherding people.
So, yeah, we're not being forceful. We're just letting them know, hey, you need me to take that photo for you? I take just anything to get them to start moving. On the third, y'all gotta get the fuck out. There's no niceness on the third song. 3 songs, you been here almost 10 minutes. Get the fuck out. So this game been over. The players aren't even on the fucking field no more. It's just grass. Get the fuck out. All right? No loitering. You're trespassing at this point. Beat it. Scram. Who needs you? Thanks for the money, jackwagon. All right? And then you just fucking go about your business. So we used to hear a whole lot of John Sterling. So John Sterling, obviously born John Sloss, July 4th, 1938. This man is a New Yorker, born and bred. Went to school up in Boston University. First radio job at a small station down in Wellsville, New York. He's done sports for forever. Play-by-play for the Baltimore Bullets. This dude was doing play-by-play for the Baltimore Bullets in the 70s. He was also the radio voice for multiple New York teams. He did it for the New York Raiders, the New York Stars, New York Islanders, the Nets. This guy was all over the place. Spent 9 years with Atlanta covering the Braves, only to return to New York in 1989, becoming the Yankees radio play-by-play announcer. He called 5,060 consecutive games from 1989 to 2019, which means he had not missed a game from 89 to 19. That is insane. One of the longest streaks in sports broadcasting. Total games called 5,631, with 5,420 of them being regular season, and he called 211 postseason games. He called 8 World Series, with 5 of them being won by the Yankees. Like I said, I was there for the last one. He's obviously famous for teaming with Michael Kay and Susie Waldman for the games. And obviously, the last thing they wrote here, theatrical, personalized home run calls, Yankees win, everything that I said here. His voice, this is what his voice is attached to based on Yankee lore. Every at-bat of Derek Jeter's career, every inning of Mariano Rivera's career. He called Aaron Judge's AL home run record chase in 2022. He is a 12-time Sports Emmy Award winner, widely regarded as one of the most distinctive and influential voices in baseball. And then, like I said at the beginning of this, he retired April of 2024, but he passed away yesterday at the age of 87, which means he retired at the age of 85. That boy good. I thought the 36 was impressive because he had been with the team for 36 years. And then to find out by the time he started in 89, he was already like a 15-year vet. And then went on to continue to do these things. They don't make him like this anymore. Stats like that reminds me of Vin Scully, not the original, but the most famous broadcaster for LA Dodger games over on the West Coast. Vin Scully also did some stuff very similar to this. So, as I said, I am a Met fan, and I will continue to be so despite whatever they put me through, which is more garbage right now as we speak. But I wanted to take a moment to just kind of tip of the cap, right? Because this guy, this is a legend in sports. A legend. And my wife goes, "Oh, you're going to give him the 10 bill salute?" let's relax. I just but
Okay.
we'll pay up. We're paying respects here. He's getting a segment. You know what I'm saying? Like we're really we're putting him over here. You know what I'm saying? We're putting him over here, right? But now he was a great dude. He's talented as all hell. You can't do this job for that long
Mm-mm.
consecutively. By the way,
Mm-mm.
folks, this isn't football where you work one day a week. He's doing 10, 11, 12 game homestands. He's in that booth every night, rain, thunder. I know he was in the booth when we did the Washington game. We were in that building, no lie, 16 fucking hours. We were in that fucking building. A 1 o'clock game. Was it a 1 o'clock? I think it was a 1 o'clock game that didn't start till like 8. And then to like midnight or something like that. It was a miserable fucking day. And he's in the booth calling the action just as much as we're on the underneath the concourse trying to make this shit work. So I know you don't follow it. I know this is probably not your segment, unless there's something else that you want to add about Mr. John Sterling. But
I
I
mean,
just
sounds like a fucking legend to me. I
he's
don't watch baseball. I know the voice, so that speaks to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like even someone who has, I went to one game. It was a Philly game because I live near there. It's only because someone else wanted to, and I just had hot dogs and beer. I wasn't really too interested in really anything else. I'm not really a baseball guy.
You didn't go to Yankee
So-
Stadium while I was working there? I thought you came with the fam. No,
Nope.
Yeah. No. Oh.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. So for me to know those things you're talking about speaks a lot to this man's legacy because I'm nowhere fucking near it.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. So
yeah, he's. I mean, when you
he's that guy for sure.
he was that guy, and so like they've transitioned Michael K already from the retirement. He kind of already made that transition, but he's been there a long time too. There's a regime coming at some point where it's just going to change around. So we'll see with the new stuff. It was very weird. Also, the other voice of the Yankees that people considered another voice, Mr. Bob Shepard, who had passed away before my time, before I got there. He was the in-building announcer, so he was working the PA system. He had a very distinct voice. I tried to get close. It was like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yankee Stadium. And he would do all the things, and he would do all the announcements in left field, number 18, Johnny Damon, and he would just do the announcers. So he had passed, and I guess as part of a favor to Derek Jeter, the year that I was there, they had a new announcer who wasn't all that bad, but Derek Jeter still wanted Bob Shepard. So everyone else got the new announcer, but when Derek came up, it would be Bob, the recorded voice. So now batting number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2. We used to make jokes about that shit all the time. Now batting number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Number 13. They went like, it's like a pause, and then they would say it again. And it just kept making me think of Kennedy, because he would do the repeat. But no, yeah, a lot of respect for the people in there. I worked with some really great people. So I hated that organization so much in the 90s because it's all you fucking heard about. But you get older, you get wiser, you start meeting some people. Not as much hate anymore. But I still dislike Boston.